Hi my love, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we'll be learning how to make this bubble trendy skirt. So I started off with this old skirt, but first of all we just have to make the body, which is the lining of the skirt. So I wanted it to be 15 inches, so I'm trying to mark at 15 inches. So afterwards I cut it out. So I went in putting my down waist measurement, which is 9 plus 1 inch. That's allowance plus 2 inch sewing allowance. Then I marked my hip at 7 inches. Then from that 7 inches, because this I wanted it to be like a low waist kind of skirt, so I marked out my hip measurement. So go ahead and put in your waist measurement. If you want it up waist, you could just measure it out. If you want it down waist, you could also measure it out. So I just did the same and put the allowance that I wanted. Then this is like an A line, but I don't have too much fabric, so that's why it's like this. So I'm cutting in both the front and the back together. That's to say that the zip will be by the side. So this is after I'm done. So I'll just lay the lining aside and get down to the main body of the skirt. So what I did was just to fold this in 4 places, then put my lining by the side, and I'm checking if the allowance that I have is enough for the bubble skirt. So I just mark at 6 inches because I wanted at the end I should be having like 18 inches or so. So it's left for how you want it. If you want it short, maybe you should make your lining a bit shorter. Or the main bodies, you could go by 4 inches or 3 inches for the main body. So what I did was just to mark at 15 inches from that end. So go ahead and mark yours. And since you're not using an old fabric, you could just go in by 8 inches. Another way you can go about this is by cutting a rectangle shape, but this time around you're cutting like double of your waist or double of your hip, depending on how full or little you want it. But if you want it a bit little, you could just do 5 inches or 8 inches like I said earlier on. At this point, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do like this video, turn on your notification bell to know when I post new video. So this is me. I've gone into, open up the material, the skirt, and, loose it up, then press. So I'm going to take in my dart measurement of 1 inch that we put earlier on. So go ahead and put your dart to your fabric, and you're going to put it in both the front and the back, side to side. So this is what I'm doing, and just do the same, and we'll just go to our sewing machine and sew this. So this is what we have, guys. So what I'm gonna do right now is to, get the midpoint. So I'm going to use this chalk so it will be more clearer for everyone to see. So we just have to measure out our waist measurement and our hip measurement, and then mark our A-line flea. So by this other side that we're marking right now is where I want my zip to be. So just choose one side of your skirt that you want, since they're all the same. So what I did at this point that you're seeing right now is to mark at where I'm not going to sew. So just do the same, because this is where we're going to turn everything out, because we want to have a clean finish. So I've gone in to sew that, and this is what I'm trying to show you guys. This is the opening where we're going to bring our fabric out in order to have a clean finish. So guys, what I did again was just to bring the main bodies, then I'm going to sew this with a loose stitch. So this is me trying to make a loose stitch. So what I normally do is I make this loose stitch like twice. So if one cut, I also have another one to, save my sew. So go ahead and do the same. So I'm just doing that. And the next thing that I did, I forgot to show you guys or film, is I also put in my zip. And I also went in to notch the sides. I notch the sides, like as you can see on the video is notched, and also notch the four side because I wanted it to be like easier for me, and I did the same thing with the lining. So go ahead and notch like four side, divide your fabric in four places and notch both the up and down. That is what I did. So what I'm gonna do now is to fix my lining to the fabric and making sure that the front is facing the front when I open the zip. So just go ahead and do this like the way I'm doing it. You have to do it on both sides. So this is what I have. I've went into pin it down. So what I'm gonna do right now is to sew both sides. So I'm gonna just pin these two parts. The notches that I told you that I had earlier on, I'm gonna just pin those four parts together like the fabric with the lining together. Then I'll pin it together as you can see me do. So go ahead and do the same to your own fabric in order to know how and where to pleat. So I'm just pinning these two together. Like after sew, I'm going to pleat. As I'm pleating, I'm making sure that I'm distributing this evenly to those notch parts of the dress. So go ahead and do the same for yours. So after we're done, just go ahead and sew from one end to the other. So this is me doing sew. But what I did was I added hemstring to it, which I ended up not liking because it affected the bubble side. I also went ahead and take it off. So maybe you should just do the same. So what I did after I'm done with this sewing was to top stitch by the side. So just go ahead and top stitch. I think the top stitch is the best and not the hemming go. So do the same to your own and notch the end part of it. So what you're gonna do is to pick the two sides of your lining and stitch by the sides in order to close that part. And this is what we have after we are done. So look at how clean this is looking. I just love the outcome of this. I would advise, if you have a visible zip, you should use a visible zip. I don't have one at the moment, and that's why I use this. So I flipped my fabric, my skirt, my bubble skirt. I flipped it up, and this is what we have, guys. So go ahead and press from the back side of the skirt. So now let's fix our down part of the skirt. Like I told you guys, we'll just be turning everything from this end of the skirt. But first of all, we have to join these parts. And what we're going to do is I've already notched that part, but I'm just trying to use this chalk because you might not see it clearly. So I'm just getting the 4 cardinal point of the front and the back, and I'm just using this chalk to create that part. So you could go ahead and notch it by that side, and also doing the same. As you can see, we also have chalk on the lining part. So what I did was to show you guys how we're going to join this part, and also pleating that part, because I already done the loose stitch twice. So I've gone into pleat that, and I'm going to join the both sides together with the notch area. So I'm going to pin right side facing each other, as you can see me doing on this video. So go ahead and do the same to the 4 points of the lining and the main body of the skirt. So just pin everything down and also distribute it evenly like we did on the top part of the skirt. So this is me trying to pin everything down, and I'm gonna just distribute everything evenly. And so you just have to turn the back skirt. So this is us turning it from the lining part. Then from that opening, we're gonna turn everything outward. So we just bring everything out from that opening that we left earlier on. So what I'm gonna do afterwards is to make sure that the pleating is evenly distributed to the 4 sides that we've left. So that's what I did. I make sure that everything is evenly distributed. So I'm gonna sew round. So just go ahead and do the same for your own skirt. So just bring everything out from that opening like we did earlier on, and hand sew that opening part, or probably stitch it a bit slightly. So this is what we have, very clean and neat, guys. So please, if this video is helpful, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn off your notification bell so you know when I post new video. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.